I'm dead before I said let's fight!
No! That's impossible!
By the way.
BT Dubs is BTW. I'm gonna bust you up! Nope, I'm not coming down. Where am I? Help! Milk! Chance got $5.
The champ got 5 on it.
Back where it came from.
Back where it came from.
Ah, here we go. Oh, fun. Oh, God.
Oh, I tried to go in jump low. Don't for me.
Wow. Long live you, coward. Oh, no. I should have done that.
And a flawless dismount. Welcome YouTube to the First to 50 podcast, episode 21. I'm Scum. I'm joined by Meshi, and we are going to talk about stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. Constantly.
I like your party hat.
Mostly about Common Rider. I changed it. I don't know why I can't take it off.
It's stuck to your head.
It's stuck. I switched. I don't know why it's stuck. Damn cheap shit.
Damn you. This is a podcast where we talk about video games, movies, anime, stuff we watch, things we do. And we try to do it on a...
Oh, I got big.
Quality control. It's fine, Meshi. Don't worry. Honey, I shrunk the Meshi. And I got you right over there. Is that better?
Yeah. Just had a sudden growth spurt. My bones all cracked. It's all good.
Like those chiropractic videos or whatever that you see on the thing with people just getting their necks just yanked and you just hear... Is there any actual, truth to, chiropractors? Or are they just, adding air in between, discs and, preventing pain for a little bit?
I thought it was that it does the opposite. It releases the air in the joints and relieves pain for a bit.
Maybe that's what it is. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is why I ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, but most of the time they're all quacks.
They're ducks?
Yeah. No, ducks are better. They're like, I'm going to adjust this baby by slowly swirling my fingers upon its tips of its temples, and it's fine. Perfect. $300, please.
You want to tell us about something, Meshi?
Oh, my sister worked in a chiropractic office, so I got to sit there and sometimes be like, oh my God, you are a piece of shit, aren't you?
I was trying to make a joke about a duck. Never mind.
Oh.
I didn't ask for your real life.
We were talking about chiropractors.
We are
Dr. Quackers at your service.
I'm glad that the chiropractic story could serve as the sound check. I guess I'll start with my week. I have been playing a little bit of a MMO. I have been playing Ion 2, that's currently out in Korea and Taiwan. Or Asia, I should say. I moved to Taiwan so I could play the game early. Where to begin? This is a theme park MMO, 1000%. I'm having fun with it. I'm playing this class here, which is the Gladiator. Got a big old greatsword, and it's real big and hard and fun. The combat's really fun. It's pretty fluid. There's a combo system, which certain moves lead into other ones if you proc certain things. Everything feels pretty snappy, all things considered. I am playing with about 160 milliseconds of delay. Um, Overall, the story is kind of it's kind of eh. It's typical. Oh, look, she smiled at me, Meshi. I'm cooked.
Oh God.
um, um, I'm not an Aeon buff. I don't know about the first game and what all transpired there. Um, it's very much people got experimented on, something about gods or something. Um, the boss encounters are all super fun. I've done a few of them in the story mode. I've done a couple of the dungeons. Um, Overall, gameplay wise, it performed better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be more tab targety, and that was going to be kind of like it was just, like, oh, pressed ability, walk over and slap something. Um, no, it's a little more action involved. There's a dodge that gives you invul. You get specific moves out of your dodge, depending on your class. There's maid outfits, of course.
Of course.
Overall, I've just had a better experience than I did with a game I played last week, which we'll get into. It's giving me what I want from an MMO. I get to do cool combat. I get to kill bosses with my friends, and whatever. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing thing in the world. It's not. This is not reimagining, or it's not reinventing the wheel. In terms of gameplay or structure, it's all pretty atypical.
How long did it take you to get to the group content? The dusters.
It was about. So the open world, you share kill progress with your party members. So if you're out in the world doing those things, you share that. It's about, if you're not watching the cutscenes, probably like 3 hours. You get to about level 20, I think is your first dungeon. The problem with getting there, I would say on my first venture, was the side content, aka the optional dungeons that you can do, which are solo instances, gathering, all of these things are super beneficial and don't feel meaningless, which is nice. Meshi, I went to just go gather, and I started just mining ore.
Okay.
I got a loot box to give me a free mount.
Oh. Is that where you got your, like, weird kind of funny guy?
No. Funny enough, my favorite mount in the game is this fat little toad guy with his tongue hanging out, and you hop up on his shoulders, and he runs, and he's got a fat jiggly belly, and he runs around for you. That's the other thing. Mounts in this game are super easy to farm. You typically see an enemy in the world, just keep killing it, and like get 10 of the drops from it, and then you get the mount. There's a shop that you could, in-game money, that just gold that you farm, rotating every hour. And if you haven't seen an enemy yet, or you find one that you like, you're like, oh, I want that mount. You can just buy it outright. So the mount farming is really, really easy, typically. So it's like you see a monster in the world, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to hang out at this area where they're all spawning and kill them. It literally took me maybe like 5 minutes, maybe, and I got my favorite mount in the game, which is the one I've been exclusively riding. So it doesn't feel like you're pulling teeth trying to get like all this extra stuff. There is a talent tree. That gives a lot of power. You can get like 5 additional attack, 100 HP, all for spending like 1 point. Every optional dungeon, you get 2 points to spend on your talent tree. There's tons of these optional instances to go into and fight bosses or solve a puzzle and get rewarded, and you get to put that into player power. So everything that's on the side feels good and meaningful to do. So you're not like, ugh, I need to like just slog through the MSQ and just get to the end of it as quickly as possible, because doing all the additional side stuff is, one, it's fun to do the combat, and two, it impacts your power level exponentially. Like, you can increase the level of your, or rank of your spell off of that talent tree. You can get like thousands of damage additional just for like, oh, I did a couple extra dungeons and now I'm reaping the rewards of being able to do this. So I would say everything so far has been enjoyable. I'm interested to see how they bring this game to the West. And because the one thing they have innovated on is having the most convoluted monetization I have ever seen. There's 2 different battle passes that end up giving you different. So you can buy a battle pass that allows you to sell things on the auction house, and a kind of a laundry list of other abilities. And the other battle pass allows you to do a laundry list of other things that are exclusive to doing that battle pass. Or you can purchase both of them for a reduced price. It's confusing even to me after playing this game for probably over 10 hours. Why would you purchase these things, and which ones they actually
Do they overlap, or
yeah, they don't overlap. I just can't retain which pass does what, and what's the benefit of those passes, and the progression trees of each. It's free to play. You know,
Yeah.
It's free to play. I'm trying to see why I would spend money on it. Other than being able to trade with your, like, if you have a friend, you can't trade with them outright. You're like, oh, I got a drop of gear. You know, I don't need this. You need it. I can't give it to you unless I've spent $5 for the month.
You assholes.
Yeah, it's a battle pass, Meshy. It's per month.
It's per ooh.
It's a battle pass, Meshy. It's per month. It's a subscription fee.
Gotcha.
We were estimating the cost of it being $60 a month. They were saying that they were going to do $15 per pass. Now they've reduced it down to, like, I think around 30, I think, or a little bit less than that for the subscription to both battle passes and the rewards, which is basically, one's got a bunch of materials on it for upgrading your gear and whatnot. Getting materials in this game isn't that hard. You kind of just grind for it. It's not that hard. But granted, I'm level 30 out of 45, so I haven't seen the full extent of the game and how bad it gets at the end, so maybe I'll report back on that. I don't feel like I'm missing out on all that much for not having spent any money on the game, and I'm past the halfway point of leveling. So I feel as though it's going to be one of those things that if you just want to pay money, you just save time as far as like playing the game and upgrading your gear. I think you could just purchase your gear off the auction house and then just pump all of the bought materials into it and max out your thing. Like, oh, I have a fully upgraded weapon now. I can go PvP now. The thing I'm excited about doing necessarily for this is I want to level out my character, and I want to world PvP. I want to like go out there and like skirmish or find people maybe trying to get the same resources and gank people or just fight in the open. That's kind of what I'm excited about. That's what I want to do. So overall, I'm pleasantly surprised at it, which is weird. I thought this game was going to be the game I wouldn't care about because it was a $60 per month weird nothing MMO, and it's been fun so far. It is kind of giving me kind of what I want, honestly, from an MMO. The character customization is quite stellar as well. It really goes full in depth. They have a load of presets, and then you could tweak every little thing that you can imagine. I spent an hour and a half creating my character.
Make some real freaks Or some real gorgeous ladies.
The ladies. Meshi, I just gotta tell you, it got me hook, line, and sinker. You zoom in on your character's face, and she smiles at you and winks at you. Caught! You know, yeah, they hook, line, and sinker. You know, I'm just an Aeon shill, apparently. Everybody hates this game, apparently. And I get it. Like, they're asking you to spend money, but it feels as though you don't need to be. Does that make sense? They have the option for you to spend a bunch of money to, I guess, like speed up your time, I guess. But I don't feel I haven't hit like a wall of like, oh, I can't do content because I don't have the resources or anything to do yet. So anyways, so far 2 thummies up from this guy over here. I enjoy my new home in Taiwan. I've been having fun. Everything's translated into English. Oh, I see. Don't worry, everybody. We'll be right back. So it's just strange for me because this is the game I should hate, and it pleasantly surprised me.
Well, is this the game that you should hate because everyone else is saying you should hate it, or you just thought you would hate it?
I just thought I would hate it based on how much they were up forward with their different layers of battle passes to purchase, and it being kind of atypical for an MMO. Like, it seemed a kind of like nothing, right? It's just like, oh, it's gonna be something that just immediately comes out and dies because it just.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's the other thing. They had a terrible launch. And every MMO does, but now everybody's like watching everything with a fine-tooth comb and talking about it live instead of just like messaging on a message board.
Yeah.
They apologized profusely, and one of like the $20 skins, they made essentially one copper, and they're like, please, here's a costume, stick with us. We're trying to fix stuff. Because you see, every other costume that in the paid shop that you can buy is literally like $30 or $20 or something, and this one's just like 1 penny of in-game currency, not actual cent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they give you like 2,500 pennies, and they're like, give us 1, and you can have this paid costume. Please, please enjoy it and stick with us.
Was it actually like a good costume, or?
Oh yeah, it's the costume I exclusively have been using. It's a
okay, yeah, that one.
yeah, that one.
Are the classes gender locked like BDO is?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You can make a man or a lady or a whatever. You can make an Akuma if you wanted to. He's in the preset with his clown hair and everything.
Die 1,000 deaths.
That's the other thing, Meshi. I thought we were gonna end this conference. The character customization is so great. There's so many creatures you see in the world. It's hilarious. I saw a guy with actual Johnny Bravo proportions, like a giant triangle fucking upper body, tiny legs, and tiny hands, but like roided out muscles. You see like tiny people. They look like they have like big head bow cheat on running around the world because they have a massive head and like a tiny little body. It's really fun to look at the creatures that people create, and then like you look at my character, and then you look at like the blow up doll some guy spent like 5 minutes on, and you're like, you don't have that much taste, do you? Maybe he's into that. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm just casting shade because I spent a lot of time.
Oh shit, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm just surprised to say I'm enjoying this game. We're gonna hop into something that I talked about. I think I talked about last week.
You did, yeah.
For a little bit. I never went back to this game. We have Meshi live on scene to talk about his impressions or his whatchamacallit-y thingies about Where the Winds Meet.
Yeah, that's right, Scum. We're here live on the scene where the wind meets, and I can tell you right now, the wind is not blowing.
What?
What? No, this game is kind of, I don't know. It's weird. Like,
You don't know how to feel.
I don't know how to feel about it. It I got killed by that fucking goose on that screen, or the duck
That
or whatever the fuck that was.
that goose is a murderer. That's Goose
Yeah,
Howard himself.
the goose.
Honk
I
Pookin.
just I don't
Predictable.
know what to do in the game. Like, the game kind of gives you a direction, and I mean, granted, I haven't played it for that long, maybe like a few hours or whatever. But it's like I kind of like it in that you just go off in a direction at some point, and you're just like, oh, I keep finding random shit over here, and it's like cool and neat. But there's so many goddamn menus and like upgrades and all this other stuff that I'm like, oh god, this is gonna take a minute. And there's so many mini games. I like the mini games. I like that pot one that where you just throw arrows after getting drunk in the thing.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also very weird because it's just like a single player game. I mean, I guess I could switch it to be a co-op game, but my friends aren't playing right now because they're off on Aeon 2. So I don't know. It's it's hard to say if I like it. It feels like an adventure game, but like it's a game that I feel like I should like, but I just don't really like it. I like the fantasy and stuff like that. I like throwing bears into these rocks. It's
Yeah,
just
like
weird. Every time I see a bear, I'm suddenly like, instead of fight bear, I'm like, where's the rock I throw him into?
the it's one
Um,
of these things where I think I had a little bit of my expectations were in a certain spot because of all the great things that I heard in terms of concept. I'm like, if they pull this stuff off, this could be the next big kind of like evolution of like, I guess you would almost say MMO, like a different version, kind of like its own kind of thing, kind of, I guess,
yeah,
because it is strange. It is like you're gonna have your built-in dating scene. You're gonna have your built-in PvP thing. You're gonna have your built-in like all these different simulations of things that are just in the game. So there's a lot in here. I don't feel myself very compelled to come back and keep playing it. And
yeah.
to be fair, okay, I was looking at it. I've played Naraka Blade Point, which is the other like their battle royale game that they made.
Hmm.
And I was looking at it. I was like, this kind of looks like, an action game. It doesn't. It might be Unreal 5. It doesn't feel all that great, and the combat flow is kind of off. I feel like I have more control when I'm playing co-op Elden Ring with you than when I'm playing my character, trying to position the camera, and because you feel like you have punish opportunities, but it's that weird MMO thing of, oh, we're both slapping at each other and like we're just doing 8,000 damage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of, I felt like it was going to be kind of more kind of like refined, I guess. But I guess I've only played a few hours, but it didn't feel great those few hours that I played. That's the other thing. I kind of didn't like the fact that you have to go off and explore to find the other weapons.
Oh,
I
see, I
kind
didn't
of
know that.
I kind of wish that you could have picked one weapon at the very beginning and then went to go find the rest of them. They kind of just give you, what is it, the sword, and
They
do they give you the spear?
they give you the sword and they give you the spear, and then like 2 quests in, they give you a reward that I think you can pick one of the weapons. But other than that, I haven't found like a fourth one yet.
Yeah, because you have to, like, I looked up the Mo Blade and it told me the quest that you could go off and complete this quest line to unlock this weapon. That's cool and all. And I like the idea of like learning from different masters about their weapons and stuff. I kind of wish I could have picked the class I wanted to try, which was the Moblade and the Umbrella. I wish I could have started with that and then gone out and be like, oh, I feel like trying something new, but you just don't have an option. They're like, no, 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 this is what you get. Which is, just a small gripe. I wish I could have at least chosen my starting weapon and then gone from there, rather than you don't get to choose. Just go explore.
Well, apparently, there's a battle royale built into this game.
Yeah, in the PvP, there's like small scale. There's a battle royale version of it. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. Yeah. It kind of makes me sad because what's great about this game also is all of the monetization is just cosmetic. There's no player power attached to it. It's all, if you want to look cool, spend thousands of dollars, which is kind of egregious. And I don't know how they're gonna make money, but I'm not a financial dude.
What are you talking about? You just got to invite somebody to open up the Pearl shop.
Oh, open up the Pearl shop. Yeah. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah. It's a weird little game. We'll see if it gets any better as I play more of it.
Keep at it, Meshy. You can report back to us. Because you might hit a point you'll be like, Scum, hear me out. Wait a minute. Everything changes.
5 ladies.
And guess what? None of them are equipped with more than a 3 iron. I'm in. Holy shit. It's just a straight. I was supposed to love this. You are the chosen one. Why do I feel so meh about you? Chosen one. That's the other thing too. I love the references. They have a mount that references the landlord lady from Kung Fu Hustle. They have a frog stance that I unlocked, which is the villain of Kung Fu Hustle's like form, where he turns into a frog and like leaps or whatever.
Yeah.
They're really leaning into the things that people know from like Chinese movies, and it's kind of great in that sense. I was supposed to love it. I don't know what happened. Put it back in the oven or explain it better. Maybe it's too new. Maybe it's ahead of its time, and I'm just not ready for it.
Yeah, maybe it's just too new. Let it cook a bit.
I don't like change, Meshy. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Switch to credit card.
I'm so violently angry because I thought he was telling me to change my credit card provider, and then I realized he was actually talking about monetary change.
Thank God California is so far away.
Oh, it's a blessing to, well, you. So you play a little bit of something that went free over the weekend or something? What was the Vermintide 2? What's going on with this?
Vermintide 2. So I've had this game in my inventory for like since it came out. It came free with the computer I built. I've never played it.
I still it's in my Steam library uninstalled. I bought it for like a penny, and then I have never played it.
So I played it because I was looking for a multiplayer game to play with people, and they all had it. So we tried it out because I never played it. Basically, Left 4 Dead with Warhammer people. Well, medieval Warhammer people, I guess. It's surprisingly fun and like tough in situations. Like it's just fun to like hack and slash your way through giant rodents and guys, and the levels look really cool, and they're all dungeony, or they're like there's like a giant Dracula's castle that you go through. Like it looks really pretty. Like the backgrounds and all that other stuff looks really pretty. And it's
Did
fun
that
to just beat people in.
did that rat have a minigun?
Yeah, that rat did have a minigun. He's called like a rattling mob or something like that.
Oh Jesus
He-
Christ!
Yeah.
Rattling boys.
Yeah, basically, he just burn. He just shoots at people. They all have like rat-based puns for their fucking.
That's
Like
so
there's a rat assassin somewhere.
no wonder you like this game so much. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so there's like a little dwarf, and there's several different other characters in there, and it scratches that Left 4 Dead itch of just kind of mowing through thousands of mobs, but without having to once again play Left 4 Dead for the 10,000th time.
True. So you feel a little more empowered playing this than, say, Space Hulk.
Yeah, this is. There's such a difference between playing Space Hulk and playing this game. Space Hulk is like a stress-filled
Space
nightmare.
terror.
Yeah. And this is like, okay, I can die, but like not very easily. And there's ways to survive things, and like it's
To the
built.
bridge of Castle Doom. Sorry.
It's built in a way that like I can like temporarily keep myself alive with like temp HP and stuff like that. So it feels more survivable than Space Hulk did. God, Space Hulk, you just like you didn't feel like a space marine. You're just in a giant iron coffin waiting to die.
An enhanced experience. That's interesting. So is it just level based and you're just kind of like going through it like
So there's story mode, kind of like Left 4 Dead, right? Where you went through like level after level, and then like the story would progress, and each level has, like a path that you go through. And then there's a different mode, which I haven't tried yet, which is like a roguelite mode where you go through, I don't know if it's going to be different stages or whatever, but your character gets stronger every time you complete a stage, and then you get like permanent power towards it. And but I don't know how those levels are set up. But for the most part, it's, you get, as you go through, your character levels up, you get more talent points, you get there's 4 different classes of that character that you can pick. So each one is like specialized in a different way. And so that's kind of just the progression. You get loot chests basically at the end of each round, so you can get better weapons for your character that do more damage, or different things that give you like different buffs and stuff like that. But it's all random chance, so that's kind of the incentive to keep playing, is to get these chests. But if you're it's free. Well, it's free for me, but for like a $2 game, play with 4 people, it's worth it. It's a good little time for free.
glowing reviews. I might. We talked about. I forgot. It might have been Royan. Somebody brought it up, wanting to. That's probably Royan because he likes to talk about that kind of stuff.
Hype it up. Yeah.
Yeah. just well, he wants to make content out of things, and he wants to drag some people into it because they make things funnier.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn or anything.
Come, please. You're the only one that can make people laugh.
Stand back!
I'll handle this.
Fool of a fanboy!
Smacks him down the well.
Fly, you Oh,
show them the meaning of queer.
Oh, comment. It is what it is. And you got into some other multiplayer action this week. Some more Battlefield. What came with the new update?
Yeah, so there's a new California update that has basically their big map that they've released, which is kind of like a golf course / residential area of California. And And it's probably one of their better maps that they release. It's big. It's got a lot of different terrain. It's not just a sniper's dream where you're like,
Mhm.
I have cover. Where the fuck am I supposed to hide from this asshole? Um, it's just a really good map overall. There's chances for close quarters, there's chances for long range. It's not just like, oh, this is clearly just a squad map where you're just supposed to just run into each other. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone in this new map, and it pretty much gets played probably the most now, considering it. But it also
Mhm.
came with a new shotgun, haven't unlocked it yet. A new handgun, haven't unlocked it yet. and, and I forget what the other two things are. Um, but it's been a great update. In like December, they're doing like a snow level, so like a couple of the levels will be like snowy and icy, and they're doing some like weird winter event. I don't know exactly what's gonna be on it, but that'll be cool. I hope. Eh, and if not, well, I'll just be disappointed again. But so far, Battlefield, other than like a few minor things that they keep not fixing, been a great game. Really been enjoying it. A lot
I
better than the previous Battlefield game.
Actually, anytime I can hear a dub for Battlefield and hear COD people upset, it just makes my day. I
Also,
mean,
I think it's free to play for like a week now. Like I think until like December 9th, it's free to play. Something like that.
and you're just now telling me about this?
I just found out today.
Heaven to Betsy. I love a free deal. Free 99?
Yeah.
Who knows?
A free 99.
Okay. I think that's everything that we played this week. I played some more of The Messenger, but that's just kind of... I need to get back to it. That game's just fun. I don't know why I'm not playing it. Okay. Anyways, we'll start with something that I watched this week. It's called Gasaraki? Okay. I was in the mood for mecha anime, and this has been on my list for years because I saw a GIF of the internals of a mech and the bullets being like the bullet like thing like this right here. It all just looked really cool, and I was like, this looks awesome. Um,
Oh, that is a good shot.
yeah, like I saw that GIF and it's lived rent free in my head for years now. This was one of the absolute driest things I have ever watched in my entire fucking life. Um, it starts off and it pretty much starts out just what you're seeing here, but the intro of the anime and everything takes place of the actual boot up and operation of the mech down to degrees, and you keep going back to the control room where they're like, okay, we're gonna be dropping the mechs in T minus blah blah blah. And then it goes into the impactful details of, okay, so the mechs all made the drop within 0.025 kilometers of variance of the expected drop points. Wonderful. All right, mech 1 up front, please move 15 meters forward. Like the most simulated down to the like T of like, oh my god, this is so dry. Like, can we do something? And
This is
then
for the guys that like to read the manual of fridges.
it really is. And the problem is it keeps cutting back to the control room, and it's the same reused footage of the people like sitting stationary and the mouth moving the exact same way. And it's like, it's okay if you cut back to that a couple of times. It goes back like 10 times. So you're seeing the same lady talk the exact same way over and over and over. This is the first episode. And then they get to the end of the mission and they shut it down, and it's just a simulation, of course. And then they proceed to have the pilot of the mech who apparently has been brain trained to do a specific dance to summon a lunar spirit thing a la Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar, whatever I played a couple years ago. So you have a guy in full like get up and like an Oni mask and like the wig and the poofy pants doing a fan dance and having a rich guy talk about wonderful, it's all working out accordingly, and they're like measuring his body stats a la Evangelion, talking about his heart rate and his concentration as he's dancing and breaking down every little bit up. It was so boring.
How many episodes did you get through?
One.
Oh my god.
This is the first episode. It was the longest, like 25 minutes of my life. I'm not going back. I can't bring myself to do it. There's people in the comments of the opening that we just watched saying this is the greatest anime of the 90s. What's wrong with you people?
I haven't watched anything else. They all died.
I just had to get that out of the way because, oh geez, it did things to me. But I have watched a few episodes of Dungeon Meshi, aka Delicious in the Dungeon, aka I don't know what the other names are. I know it as Dungeon Meshi because that's what I heard about it being called back in the day. Meshi, have you seen this?
I've seen clips of it.
Okay, you only see clips.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen about 4 or 5 episodes. This is very, I want to say tongue in cheek. It's very self-aware of like dungeon crawling tropes and different medias and games like wizardry and that kind of thing, but is taking a food spin on it, where the beginning of this show, Guy's sister gets eaten by a red dragon as she's teleporting them out of the dungeon, and they're trying to get back into the dungeon to rescue her, even though she's already in the dragon's stomach. So we know so far. They meet a dwarf guy who just learned how to cook all the monsters. He's like, oh my god, I'm so happy to have friends now who are interested in like eating monsters too. It's enjoyable and it's funny. I have a problem with it. Death is taken so lightly in this show. Not from like a slapstick humor kind of way. It's more of, oh, these people can die and just get resurrected. So death and the tension that might come with it is kind of, it doesn't feel like there's any there. Gotcha. I know that's not the focus for this show, but I like death to matter. I like to know, like, oh my god, like I'm kind of scared now. It's like, oh, this guy's coming across a mimic again. He's got trauma with mimics. They were his first death as he's having a strategy match with a mimic trying to outsmart it. But he's already died to it before multiple times apparently, and it's like, okay, so But overall, it's fun. It's a fun, enjoyable show. It's Trigger Animation, so I really like their chaotic kind of energetic style. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fun. It is fun. Let's see. Before we get into my massive rant, I need to hear something from you, Meshi. You saw the Black Phone too.
I did see the Black Phone too. I saved you punishment by
break
watching
it down for me, Meshi.
This was a sequel. It was not great. It's like 2 hours long, and nothing really happens for like almost an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, that's punishing. Oh my god.
It it basically the whole thing was just building up to the ending moment. So like you're learning about the kid that grew up, you're learning about the daughter that
Mhm.
grew up, that's him, he got grabbed, he killed the guy, and then the daughter
Mhm.
is, his sister, she's developing more psychic powers.
Mhm.
He could like see the dead kids and whatnot. Um, and I got what they were going for, but this effect right here, where
This
it makes it
filmy
all,
grain.
yeah, that's used so much to an annoying degree. Like I got what they were going for. They basically use it whenever they're like, we're now in like the psychic realm or whatever, or
Yeah.
the other whatever. But it's like it's such an annoying effect that I'm like, what happened to the camera quality? Like it's just
Yeah.
shot downhill. Like it just doesn't land basically. And he basically has Freddy Krueger powers now, um because when he died, he became attached to his first victims, which are at the bottom of this icy lake, right?
Okay. Mhm.
So he can come back and fuck with that guy. And basically he tells him that like, oh, hell's not all fire and brimstone, it's all like icy and cold, and they take every last part of you that's good away, and all you're left with is like a little husk. And that he just like he wants to basically get revenge on the kid that killed him, because he had to kill his brother in the first movie, so he really hates him, so he's going to kill his sister as revenge. It's his
Mhm.
whole plan. um and like he's just not in it. He's not in the movie. Like he's
You mean
he's
the main antagonist, the big bad guy, is hardly in the movie?
yeah, like in the beginning there's like real creepy scenes where like the kid is like walking around, and you can tell he's like, I'm dealing with my it's before the shit hits the fan. He's
Yeah.
like walking around, he's like, I have a lot of trauma from what happened. And so he'll just see the guy in like the background like making little hand movements at him, like being really creepy, and he'll just be like, fuck you, and like, you piece of shit, I killed you. um and then like someone will come out, and then he'll be gone. So like he shows up here and there, and then but like he he's not there. Like they go to the camp, and then he kind of does one thing, and then that's it. And then at the end of the movie he has like the big climactic battle or whatever. But by the time he finally shows up, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be in this movie. um and the one thing I did like was
Mhm.
the adults at the camp know some fucked up shit happened with like, because they're like, these three kids disappeared years and years ago, and they never found their bodies, and they knew some fucked up shit happened, so they're all being all like whatever about it. Well, the psychic girl um encounters the grabber in her
I
dream
forgot that was
in
his name. No.
in in the in the kitchen. So like
Uh-huh.
he could physically interact with the plane, but only she could see him in the psychic realm. So
Mhm.
um she basically uh, he he basically is choking her out, about to kill her, and like all these adults walk in the room, and they're like, oh my god, what's happening? And she's like, I'm dying. And he's just like, he looks at him, he's like, all right, time to put on a show. And he just starts throwing her around this room, like picking her up wrestler style and spinning her in the air. But to them, she's just floating and then rapidly spinning, so it's kind of funny.
Mhm.
um and then she gets thrown into a fridge,
Mhm.
like a stainless steel fridge, and fucking dents the shit out of it, and like gets hit in the arm with an axe.
It's a Yamcha crater.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, she's being put through so much damage, and like the next scene she's like, oh man, I'm okay though, and she's walking around fine. Like, what the fuck? But they don't like dismiss what happened. They're like, oh, okay, tell us what's happening. And they believe her. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm glad they didn't go with the, oh no, you're hallucinating, blah 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 bullshit. Like, they actually
Yeah.
like go, yeah, weird shit's happening. Let's help you guys figure it out. And then like there's like, it's supposed to be creepy because the whole thing takes place on a frozen lake, and so the kids are underneath it, and their whole thing is, if we find the kids where they're buried, he'll lose his power because he basically he's attached to the kids. That's what gives him his power. If we find the kids, they'll be, he'll lose it all.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he just ice skates around on the lake, but nobody can see him. They can just hear him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts beating him up. And then eventually the bigger kid like starts fighting back because he can see where he's skating.
Mm-hmm.
So he just starts fighting an invisible guy and like try to find where to choke him out when he gets knocked on the floor. And it's just, I don't know. Like, I got what they were going for, but it just didn't. It wasn't
More
great.
goofy than it was scary.
Yeah.
You have Freddy Krueger, but he's got butter knives.
Yeah, he's got butter knives, and he's not really in the movie enough for me to be like, yeah, this is a movie about him.
Like he's not like the constant threat of like Freddy, who's constantly with the kids waiting for one of them to slip up, and that's when he starts picking them off like one by one, and like he's a constant threat throughout the entire movie. He's just kind of like teased at the beginning, and then the kids are like, oh, this is what happened in my life, and then he shows up at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody dies in this movie.
Oh no, not The Conjuring again. Just
Yeah.
would one of you die?
One of you, please. Like, the two people that were set up to be the assholes, which are like the super Christian people, and she's like, oh, I hate this woman. I hate this girl. She's the devil. She's got the devil in her. Blah 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 blah. Like, they're clearly setting her up to die horrifically. And then he just kind of slashes her in the face with his axe, and she's fine afterwards. And it's like, oh, you literally killed nobody except these three boys that were already dead at the beginning of the movie. Congratulations on not doing anything.
You know, it's a shame that a villain like that was. Ethan Hawke has so much potential. He's a great actor. It's a shame that this is what they gave him to work with.
Like, and what's really, like, they fucking killed themselves because like the whole thing was them going to this Christian winter camp to basically find these kids because that's where they were, whatever. And there was going to be a whole bunch of kids there. And I was like, okay, perfect. He's just going to start massacring them. And that'll be great. Because then he's like a real threat. He's killing these kids. That's the reason that everyone's like, okay, we'll help you. And then a giant snowstorm happens and all the kids never show up. And it's just them there. And it's like, oh, you guys could have had like a giant camp massacre.
They could have had a Deadpool 3 bus of children get just blendered.
Yeah. and instead they killed no one. The potential just wasn't there.
Because that's what I'm saying. The first movie, I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, like Ethan Hawke is like the villain of this. I can't wait to see what he does. He's not even really all much in that first movie either. It's more the kid talking to the ghosts than him just sitting upstairs waiting.
Yeah. Come on upstairs. I want to hit you. Come on upstairs.
You know,
why aren't you coming upstairs?
Get above the stairs, Steve. Oh, okay. Well, that leads into my next thing of So there's been an anime that's been in my bookmarks for years now, and it came free on Prime, and I was like, oh, perfect excuse to, watch it. Mazin Kaiser SKL. This movie was fucking rad. Technically, it's a 3-part OVA. This plot is paper thin for the experience of watching SKL and with watching nothing beforehand. It's about these two guys, and they pilot this giant mech with a skull cockpit thing that's from hell or something.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's awesome. This is like early 2000s animation, but they put all of the budget into the fighting for some really cool scenes. Essentially, it's a 3-part war between some Greek ladies, a Mad Max faction, and a, like, what would you call them? Kind of standard, like Roman gladiator mechs. And it just starts out, and it's just a 3-way war. You get the first shot is a POV of what every tank thinks that he is, of this guy in a mech with a giant halberd, like, come on, guys! And he gets in there, he starts doing stuff, and immediately just eats it super hard.
That's a good way to open the scene.
It's awesome, because he's like, come on, we're doing it, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, this guy's something, and immediately just, like, eats it super hard. People die so hard in this. And all while, like, dad 80s metal is playing in the background as the most edgy things are happening via mechs. It's awesome. The two pilots have different weapons, so whenever they switch cockpits, so their cockpit is 2-person, right? The person who pilots it just moves to the front, like they just like swap, interchange. And as soon as they swap, like the one guy like uses 2 pistols, and he always does like a cool mecha slide into being point blank and like shooting the guy in the cockpit, like holding the gun up to the cockpit. It's so rad. Like they always see it coming, and because he's just cool, and he does this cool gun pose thing, and then the other guy like does the sword. It's just fun. This plot is paper. It might as well not even be there.
It's an excuse to have giant mech battles.
Yes. So essentially what's happening is there's a gravity thing going on in this island world where these 3 factions are at, and if it keeps going, the entire Earth as we know it is going to explode. So they send in a group into the tornado thing, into this other world, to stop gravity from imploding, right?
Okay.
They're in the drop ship. They're flying in. Immediately, bullets fucking Swiss cheese this fucking ship and kill everybody except for one girl in it. It's not even like close. It's like the commander lady's like, all right, we're doing this. Everybody strap, get it ready. And then immediately, and everyone's just fucking ragu on the walls.
Okay.
And the one girl flies in, and she gets with like the Greek ladies or whatever, and gives lowdown. And she talks to the 2 mechs, to the 2 guys in the cool mech, and like, we need help here. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill this Mad Max faction by myself. It's just rad. It's just fun. If you want to sit down and just watch a mech do cool ass mech things while dad metal is playing in the background, it's awesome. I cannot recommend it more than that. I guess we'll also get this out of the way. So I talked about that anime that I watched that I fell asleep watching nearly. Well, I got angry more than anything. It was so boring. I was like, what's the complete opposite of simulation manual mech with traditional Japanese ceremonial dancing? Burst Angel. I haven't watched Burst Angel since I was early 2000s when it came out. Um, this is a cheesy, terrible, awful early 2003 anime dub with horrible 3D CGI with actual, like, hand-drawn animation that clashes so hard. It was just fun. It was just fun. It was like a breath of fresh air. You have this
That's
group of
not what I
girls
was
who are
expecting.
this group of girls living on an RV hires this culinary student to cook them food because the mom, quote unquote, of the group is tired of the girls eating like shit. She's like, I'm gonna hire somebody to feed y'all correctly. The main girl, Joe, gets an installed tribal tattoo on her arm whenever she starts to fight. It's so dumb. It's just enjoyable though. It reminds me of a simpler time. The main mech has a built-in mech cowboy hat. She dual wields Desert Eagles, and she's maybe like 90 pounds soaking wet. I'm probably gonna finish it. It's 24 episodes. I want something simpler, Meshi. It just take me back to when things were more simple or something. I don't know. So I take it you've never seen Burst Angel.
I've never seen Burst Angel. I've never even heard of it.
Now you have. I can't even say it's good to like watch. I can't like say like, yeah, you should watch it. I'm watching it literally because I watched it when it came out. Oh my god, Burst Angel. See, we have an OG in the chat. For us weebs who are like weebs of the cloth, we know we were there for Burst Angel. It's the silliest 5 out of 10 thing there is. Yeah. So I'm just gonna rewatch it, I guess. Apparently, that's just where my life is at right now, is watching this old anime. I don't want to get into the rant yet. I can't do it to you yet, Meshi. You need to tell me about. I have an escapade to go down, but that's for later in the episode. You watched another movie. What the hell is this thing called?
Hunt. This was a spur of the moment movie.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is this just a modern day retelling of The Most Dangerous Game?
Kind of.
Okay, walk me through it. What's this movie all about, Meshi?
So basically, that woman right there is in a group chat with a bunch of other rich people, and they make.
Sorry, the landmine. Go on.
And they make a joke about, oh, can't wait to go to the manor and hunt some people this weekend, or hunt this weekend. That's like their group chat joke. They're like, oh my gosh, we told everybody we would never discuss the manor on group chat. Come on, guys. And they make this joke because there's a bunch of internet people that say, "Oh, there's a bunch of rich people that go around and hunt people at this manor, for sport." And so these rich assholes are making the joke about that. Well, their text messages get leaked by something happens. The guy one of the people dies or whatever, and their text messages get leaked, and so they become infamous. Like basically it's like, oh my god, the internet blows up, it's real, these people are actually hunting people, etc., etc., etc. And so all of these people get fired from their big top jobs because it's bad publicity. Even if it's not real, they don't want them around. So these people round them up. They round up all the people that bash them on all of these forums. They find all the podcast people, whatever, everything, and they they put them all onto this land and they hunt them. You don't find
Mhm.
that out for until like deep into the movie.
Yeah.
But um basically it's everyone that's wronged them is at this place. And it's about giving them a chance. So they give them weapons. Um and then they just go on a killing spree. The rich people start murdering them with like crossbows and like grenades and shooting them and sniper rifles or whatnot. And then you find out one of them, one of the people that was captured, is like a war veteran. She's done like
Mhm.
Afghanistan and all that other stuff, and so she just starts like killing them off, all the rich people off. It's not a great movie plot wise or whatever, but it has funny moments in it, like
Mhm.
the landmine scene. Because the
Yeah.
first part of the movie is you don't
What?
know who the main character is, and like
Mhm.
everyone that you think is the main character dies. Like they introduce them and they start acting like they're the main character, and then they get fucking like step on a landmine, shot by a crossbow, kick a
Mhm.
grenade and it blows up on their feet, that kind of stuff. And then you finally eventually meet the actual person that is the main character, and she's a badass and she's like super smart because they like set up a convenience store to trick the people they're hunting into thinking they found help. And then she comes in and she quizzes them and she's like, "Oh, well, where are we?" And they're like, "Oh, we're in Arkansas." And then she buys some cigarettes from them, and when she gets back the change, she kills both of them. And she's like, "You fucked up. Cigarettes are only $7 in Arkansas," and she like blows their faces off. Um, and so she just kind of goes on this killing spree, and you learn a little bit more about her. And then at the end of the movie, you find out that she wasn't even supposed to be there. She just shares the same name as someone in the town that she was picked up in.
Oh my
And
god.
the real one is some like fat bitch that never leaves her house. That just happens to share the same name as this lady, and she's
Mhm.
like, "You fucked up again, cause whatever." And then you find out that like basically it basically the rich people are like super caricatures of like like I don't know what you would call them, like in the way that you get like super right-wing nut job kind of imitation characters. This is the
Mhm.
opposite spectrum of them, where they're like, "Oh, you can't say that. What are you doing?" Like, no, they prefer
Oh, yeah, yeah.
African American this
Mhm.
time. What are you talking about? What do you mean, you people? And they're
Yeah.
they're like bashing each other in the group or whatnot.
Mhm.
And so it's the opposite of that. And so like everyone that they're hunting are like rednecks and like right-wing podcast people and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not a great movie, but the action is pretty good. The actual lead character, like she gets tossed around a lot and punched, and she could take a hit. Like this woman's obviously been in a fight in real life before, and you can kind of tell that. She's like, so I don't know. It's a 5 out of 10, but not a bad watch.
You're okay with the spur of the moment. Okay, we're watching this. All right, at least it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can respect that. So if you happen upon it just because, um, there's that. I guess we'll start with. Actually, I just kind of want to watch this clip again. Um, Future Scum, just take this out. I'm in my feels really bad today, which we'll get into. Um, we continued on with Tojima wants to be a common writer. Meshi,
Yeah.
they're about to start a tournament arc
Yeah.
for
I'm up
them
to date. Yeah.
for themselves to train to fight the monsters. So they have set up a the brother who loves V3
No.
lives off the grid, farms and gets fruit to sell in town. He rides around on a bicycle with a Kamen Rider 3 blinker thing on the front of it. And he's like, pretty cool, right? And he lives off on like this farmhouse, and he ends up digging like a plot for them to have the fight tournament arc at. And then he's like, okay, we're drawing lots and we're going to do a tournament. They complain about the matchup, so he's like, all right, and he basically moves everybody around. So it's all setting up for a tournament arc, and I'm so excited to see. So the younger brother, right, who's Rider Man, he's going to be using Aikido, which is Steven Seagal's like counter martial art, is what he's famous for.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see him because he's got this whole outfit on, and it looks. I'm just excited to see it. But anyways, I just want to watch this punch. That face right there says it all.
I was gonna say, like, the picture of him as a child looking on a Kamen Rider is just Scum's face constantly. Now that he's watched Kamen Rider, it's just this child's awe-like wonder.
Before we got to this specific moment in Tojima, I had finished the main series, and that was the exact moment in episode 13. I remember watching it and being like, oh my god, Takashi is just a fucking man. He fucking got his ass beat, and he said, Pops, I need to train. I need to do this. And he's like, but there's going to be so many of them. He's like, I don't care. And he just a man, and he just goes and fights all of them. And he uses the rider, he knocks him a kick, and it's awesome. Anyways. And then that moment happens, and I'm sitting here watching the anime and being like, I know that episode! It's awesome. I'm just glad that this anime has started because it's given me a reason to like dive back into Kamen Rider, because we watched Shin Kamen Rider a few years ago, and it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen in my entire life. Meshi, it doesn't even compare, because guess what I did?
You watched another Kamen Rider?
No, I rewatched Shin Kamen Rider.
Alrighty.
Today. With all of the context of watching the original first series, all 98 episodes, this movie is a fucking love letter. Even the breaking sound effect I was telling you about that they keep using over and over again, they use it here.
Ooh.
The referential things in this movie is just, it's a love letter to Kamen Rider. It got my heart real good. The action is awesome. The rider, I don't think there's ever been better rider kicks. It's awesome, Meshi. It's just fucking awesome. It is a 2-hour movie, but just the fact, it's just having all the context from watching the original show and seeing everything that they reference, and it hits so much harder. The ending of this movie made sense to me. Like, when I watched it initially, I was like, yeah, okay. It fucked up my whole night. I was going to stream tonight. I didn't know what to do after I watched this movie. I love Kamen Rider so much. That's all I have to say. If you want to watch Kamen Rider, I would almost say start with that movie. I think it's a wonderful starting point, because it was a starting point for me, and I have loved it ever since. Now, to get into my escapade with continuing to watch Kamen Rider, I finished the original series, which is 98 episodes. V3 starts. I think I gave a breakdown of the beginning of how this show started. I'm about 20-something episodes into the 50. Meshi, this show is not streaming anywhere in HD.
Oof. Okay.
It's nowhere. It's on YouTube in standard definition. I purchased a USB 3 Blu-ray drive player and a Blu-ray box copy of this show to watch it in HD.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about it. Yeah.
Meshy. It got
Yeah.
stolen off of my porch before I got home.
Again?
So I had to reorder it and get it. So I'm finally watching it. It's pretty amazing. So if you remember, like, the original series, they started mixing and matching monsters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it got a little over the top. It got a little silly, just in terms of like, all right, we get it.
Yeah,
Octopus
Crabbat.
monkey. Yeah. And then there's Crabbat.
Yeah. Who
This
could
one,
forget
for V3, I enjoy the monsters more because they strap a weapon to an animal. You have literally cannon turtle.
That's
It's
cool.
just a turtle and a cannon comes out of his back and shoots the thing. You have I'm trying to think of the other ones. There was a fly and a space heater. And it had space heater eyes and would heat people to death.
I'm trying to think of what the name would be.
It's like fly heater, or at least that's what the translation was.
That's so amazing.
So this writer, Shiro, I'm still kind of waiting for him to really, I think, come into his like own. He still feels kind of like a placeholder. Like they don't quite know what to do with him other than my family got killed and I want to prevent anyone close to me ever dying, so don't get close to me. I can handle this myself. Pops, still in the show, still carrying the show. Still a man,
Right.
showing up, doing business, throwing hands, just a simple man by himself. He's great. The kids are still here. They're kind of annoying.
They still haven't
keep-
grown up yet?
They keep recruiting them. They're everywhere. They keep getting into trouble too, which is Meshi. One of the kids gets shot with a machine gun that's strapped to like a tiger.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't die, but he gets shot. Like a child gets shot. You know, at some point you're kind of looking at me like, maybe the kids shouldn't be here.
Who's recruiting these children?
And they just want to show up and they want to, you know, peeping Tom report things to Common Writer for, you know, but so far I am still enjoying it. So the first Common Writer, Takashi, his bike is called Cyclone. Shiro, who is the third Common Writer, his bike is called Hurricane. He's doing a lot of riding, which is nice. He's driving that bike everywhere he goes. It's nice to see Common Rider is still riding the bike. I'm kind of interested to see once I finish V3, because I'm halfway through it now, so I don't think it'll last much longer. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know if I just want to go in sequential order, which I think the next one is like Common Rider X, and then after X is Common Rider Amazon, which is apparently the worst Common Rider ever. Which is a guy in the Amazon rainforest, and he's more of a bugman than he is a guy in a helmet with grasshopper abilities.
Oh yeah, I forget. Did you tell me what bug they fused with Common Rider, or is he just a cyborg?
No, he's a grasshopper. That's why he hops.
Grasshopper.
That's why he jumps
Okay.
really high and he kicks stuff, because he's a hopper.
Gosh, okay, that makes more sense. Gotcha.
Granted, his name is literally Masked Rider, so it's not really in his cyborg thing. But yes, it is a grasshopper. Yeah, I think that's all I have for the Kamen Rider update. I nearly cried today as a grown man watching Shin Kamen Rider again, and I'm a sucker for sentiment and endearing qualities. It just gets me, and this is so earnest and so just sincere that it speaks to me on a level. Good shot, Yatra. So that ends this portion of the podcast. As you can tell on YouTube, I had to cover up all the visuals because my channel kept getting strikes and they kept burying my content. So if you want to watch what we're talking about or have a visual aid, go follow me on my Twitch. That'll be linked down below. And we're going to react to some stuff and talk about some more stuff. So go join me on Twitch if you feel like watching that kind of content. If not, we'll see y'all next week. Say bye to him, Meshi.
Goodbye, everybody.